On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, we look over all the games that were shown at the PlayStation Showcase. So power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us. What's up, gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I'm your host, Nick Picard, and I am joined by the man who will bring on Ragnarok himself, Will Kinsey.
Oh,
I think that's a little aggressive.
I don't know. I mean, I think you can do it. If you're joining us for the first time or for the 59th time, we'd like to welcome you. We are a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games, like video games, board games, card games. Sometimes we'll have special guests on here where we learn about their story and their journey into gaming. And you may ask yourself, why are you going to talk about all this? Well, it's because we want to, and we think we have something to say that you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and possibly introduce you to something new.
If you would like to catch us live, you can do that by going over to twitch.tv/AceKingKing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are also joined this morning by wonderful producer Lindsay.
hey, that's me. Hey, guys.
Morning, Lindsay. Also, guys, be sure to check out our Discord because we want to hear from you. So feel free to drop any topic ideas, discussion questions that you'd like for us to talk about. This can be done by going on over to our Discord, going to the topic ideas or discussion questions text channel, and leaving your ideas there.
And now, I believe Lindsay is ready with a trivia question for today. So, Lindsay, what do you have for us?
Yeah, I am ready. Today's trivia question is not gaming related at all. I wanted to take it a slightly different direction just for today because today, as in the day that we're recording, is September 11th, 2021. So it's been 20 years since the terrorist attacks in New York City and Pennsylvania and Washington, D.C. So I wanted to ask you a question related to this. So the first plane hit the North Tower at 8:46 a.m. How many minutes passed between the first plane hitting and the last tower falling? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, basically, from the time that the first plane hit till the time of the
last tower,
falling, was just falling.
Which was the North Tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they taught us this in school, I don't remember.
Well, no, but I'm. It's a question to think about. So I'm looking for minutes.
Okay. Any seconds?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Well, that is a great question you have for us today, Lindsay. If you guys at home want to think about that question, we're going to come back to it at the end of the episode. We'll give our answers, and we will hear the correct answer.
So today, we're going to talk about the PlayStation Showcase that happened this past Thursday. You know, like earlier in the summer, we had like E3 and all the other stuff. Well, this was PlayStation's event that they had because they don't really do E3. They kind of do their own thing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Well,
I will say it was a little bit on the shorter side compared to some others. I felt like, at least that's what it felt like to me.
Well, the last one that we talked about, it was like 2 hours long, but it wasn't a designated like, you know, Microsoft or Nintendo. It was just a bunch of random different things. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure whenever we watched Nintendo during E3, that one was like an hour, or not even an hour. Microsoft was probably a little over an hour. So I feel like this one, I can't remember how long it was, but it could have been like an hour or less. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel like it was full of a lot of good things.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of goodies.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, when the whole thing started out, I was kind of confused. It was just like a big commercial, and I was like, "Are they like trying to send a message with this or something?" I don't know, because it was like real life chess.
Shit, yeah.
It wasn't like, I mean, there was people, there playing chess, but it was like the pieces from chess were acted like
Actual people.
Yeah,
like
were
the
actual
king and
people.
the queen.
Yeah.
And
it was like people running around a city and, actual people going and like taking over and all that stuff. Yeah, it was really weird.
I mean, I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't like a preview for Battle Royale chess, because that's kind of the vibe.
That would be pretty sweet.
That's kind of the vibe I was getting from it. But I guess it was just the PlayStation commercial.
Yeah.
They ended with the phrase "play has no limits," so I guess that's the goal.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, some of the console commercials are kind of weird in itself. But yeah. So it just started out, like that. And then we start out with a huge announcement. Huge.
When I tell you the sounds that Nick made when he saw Lucasfilm come across the screen.
Yeah.
He was excited.
Yeah. So they started out announcing that there's a remake for Knights of the Old Republic being made. And yes, remake. So it's going to be
not remastered.
Not remastered, it's a remake. And after the showcase, they had a few different like small interviews with some of the like different gaming companies or like people that work there. And they had the people that were remaking or doing the remake for this, and I can't remember who was remaking it. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, I want to mention some things that this might have impacts on in terms of possible Disney canon now. Because I assume that they have to sign off on all these video game projects that, happen.
I heard that they don't know if it's canon yet or not. But go on. That's what I heard.
So just a tiny little bit. I really hope everyone's seen the 9th movie by now. But it actually doesn't matter because the stuff that I'm about to talk about isn't actually in the movie. But the Sith that are in the 9th movie are apparently the Revenites. And you see a statue of like Darth Nihilus in the movie. So those characters may already be canon in Disney canon, but they just haven't actually been mentioned in the films. So I'm really hoping that they just go ahead and make all those loved characters from back in the day canon again. Because that was a big thing that upset a lot of people, was that like Nihilus and Scion and especially Revan were made uncanon, apparently.
Yeah. So I did find it. It's the developers are Aspire. Yeah. Cool. I think they've done quite a few different things. Have they just done they make some of the other Star Wars games, or do they just remake them? I don't know, because whenever I clicked on games, it showed Star Wars Republic Commando, and it showed for Switch and PlayStation. I was like, well, I guess that was they remade it for those systems. I don't know. But back on this, so the whole remake thing, the guy at the end, whenever they talk to him, that it is going to be built from the ground up. The story, from my understanding, I think the story is going to be the same, but I guess everything else could just be just built different. Which I know a lot of Knights of the Republic. It was turn based, right? It was turn based combat, right? Will?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to keep it turn based, or they're just going to do do it differently. You know, kind of like how with Final Fantasy VII Remake, that one was a turn-based game, but if you've gone and played it, it's completely different from turn-based. Though you still can play like the classic way. And I wonder if they'll do that. Like if they just make it their own thing where it's like more like, you know, free-flowing combat than turn-based, but then give you the option where you can still do the classic like turn-based. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, I'm
If I
not.
ever have the chance to do turn-based in a game, I always do turn-based. I
I
love turn-based combat.
I don't. I like the free flowing because I feel like I'm doing more and I'm doing like the action. Turn based, I just have. I know I've said this before. I just have to be in a certain mood for it. Um. So.
But you know,
I feel like I
as
get
we
so much more efficiency out of my like action points and my
Mhm.
actions when I do turn-based. 'Cause I'm like, okay, I move here, I've got my movement. All right, I do my actions. All right, cool. I can do this.
Yeah,
And instead of being like, all right, did I miss anything in my free-flowing kind of combat?
I
I feel like
gotcha.
sometimes
get
you can
that.
be a little bit more efficient,
I gotcha. Yeah.
but it really depends on the game, obviously. Like, uh, Tyranny is one I've talked about before that like just base has very free-flowing combat,
Mm-hmm.
but quite often you like miss times where you can use like stronger moves and your dudes just do like a basic attack. So it's
Yeah,
better, in my opinion, to do turn-based.
I gotcha. I mean, if they keep this game turn based, then I mean, I'm still gonna, you know, play it and I'll be
Yeah,
fine
yeah.
with it. So, um,
I'm just glad that it's also coming to PC.
yeah. So, Knights of the Republic remake is coming to PS5 and PC. Um, I looked up some things like this morning trying to figure out exactly, but there's been different. I've seen different things, heard different things, and it says that it's a PS5 PS5 console timed exclusive. But I have not figured out if that means that it's going to be coming to Xbox later, or it's coming to PS5 first, and then it will come to PC later and not come to Xbox. I have not figured it out. I don't know if it's supposed to be PS5 and PC at launch,
Mm.
and then Xbox later, or PS5 first and then PC. Don't know. I know
That's a good question.
a lot of
I feel
people.
like usually timed exclusives are like, yeah, it'll be on the PS5 for X amount of months, up to a year, and then it'll
And,
release on the other system that it said it would.
yeah,
Now in that time they may add Xbox to it.
yeah. I mean, it's not. It's, you know, not saying that it will never come to Xbox. I mean, there's still a chance that, you know, it will, but we just
Yeah.
know for sure that it's coming to PS5 and PC. So,
You'll bring it to the Switch, my man. Bring it to
so
the Switch.
all the Xbox people, you know, don't be mad just yet. I mean, you'll find out.
And as we learned when we were talking about the Saints Row remake, remakes could change whatever they want to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not because we talked about the difference between a remake and a remaster. So, but I've never played the first, so I wouldn't know it was changed.
I don't remember much me playing the first. I know I tried it a few months ago on PC, but I got annoyed because it kept freezing. At a combat, I would have to restart from last save point and like redo that whole combat. So I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, all I remember from that game was like storyline bits. I don't even remember the gameplay.
but yeah, I'm very excited to look. You know, seeing gameplay on this whenever it happens. They just showed like a teaser trailer, so it could be a while before we actually see gameplay. But you know, we're all waiting.
I guess we'll have to check out those other Aspire games to see if they do any good.
Yeah. I would just, like I said, whenever I looked it up, I didn't know if it was like they just did like a remaster thing version of it, or they just like imported it and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Or if they even done their own game. I'll have to look more into it. Next up was Project Eve.
They gave us a long look at
Yeah.
Project Eve. It was.
And it did not take long for Will to look and be like, I'm interested in this. It has me sold.
It's very unfair to do that in the first like 5 seconds of the trailer, but the actual gameplay does look good too.
Yeah, it did.
I liked the animation. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really think it's a game that I'm going to be too interested in playing, but I couldn't hate on it. Like, it looked like a good game.
Yeah.
I mean,
They didn't give a date on that, did they?
If they did, I missed it. I don't know. It was such a long trailer, and I was so tired. At some point during this thing, I started to doze off. I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Why can't you just tell me a date? Why do I have to actually click on the article and then try to go and find it, and it turns out,
scroll to the bottom.
It's like, we don't have an official
go to
date.
The next page.
It does not have a release date. Thank you for having me click on it. So don't expect it this year or early of next year.
They did.
Yeah, it looked good.
So it's got to be like pretty far along in the development process, because that was that was actual gameplay that they showed.
Yeah.
And it looked polished too.
So basically, we saw a character who they called Eve, and like we don't really know her backstory as far as I know, like what she is, but she was fighting a bunch of monsters, and there was
a lot of really cool looking monsters,
yeah.
like original looking.
Yeah, and there was a guy talking to her in the trailer that it showed, and so I don't know what his role is and what the relationship is, but the gameplay looked good.
Yeah, whenever I looked up, people were just wondering if it was like a PS5 exclusive. Apparently the developers have stated that the game is intended to release on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. But recent messages is focused exclusively on PS5 version, though, so it might be exclusive in some form. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see whenever it gets closer to, launch.
And I mean, this was a PlayStation showcase, so they're not going to tell us in the showcase if any of these games come out on Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, look at
that's a good point.
Look at Microsoft. They do that because they make it seem like during their whole thing it was like coming to Xbox or Xbox exclusive, and then turns out no, it's not actually an Xbox exclusive. So
yeah, but I mean, I get that. Like, why would they advertise doing their showcase that you could play it on another console?
Yeah,
so I get it.
And then next up was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah, I mean, I have not played. I've not played Borderlands, but I was interested. So
is this?
Nick was like, I think that's Tiny
Tina's
that's Tiny voice.
Yeah.
So is this? I'm guessing its own. Yeah, it's a standalone game. I didn't know if it was just like a DLC expansion, all that. But
it definitely looks like it could be like a standalone expansion kind of thing. But I think it's a full game. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, is it going to be kind of like what Miles Morales was for Spider-Man, where it was like a standalone game, but it was like a just a pretty big expansion, basically what it was.
I
don't know. It looks like you've got the 4 different classes that you play through and a full story as told by Tina.
Yeah.
I just don't know how long it's going to be.
Yeah. Let's see. It comes out in March.
March 2022.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I haven't played Borderlands in a while. I did play the third one that came out. I didn't enjoy it as much as the second one. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested in this because 1, I love Tiny Tina. 2, it's Borderlands with D&D.
Yeah, you get spells and like D&D equipment. It's great.
Yeah.
I think I would play this just to hear Tiny Tina's voice narrating everything.
Yeah,
yes. Too. Oh, absolutely.
Plus, the animation is so cool. I loved it. Are the Borderlands games animated like that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to go back and.
Yeah, the Borderland
Play
games are
some.
great. I would suggest them. I know you're not huge into shooters, but I know you've played some battle royales recently, so that might be one that you would enjoy. It's
Like,
got a lot of humor.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can appreciate some good humor.
Yeah.
So. Do you have any, or did you get rid of all of them?
I got rid of 3. I think the other ones I have on the PlayStation, I think they were free at one point. So.
I'll be looking into that.
Let's see.
But yeah,
okay.
March of next year.
Yeah. Next was Forspoken.
Dude,
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
remember
I'm
this
trying to
one.
remember this one. I mean, it was
that one looked really good.
Oh yeah, there was like a portal, right? It was the girl.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, she got like
Yeah.
teleported to the like
made by
weird fantasy realm,
Square Enix. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
and
It
she's
looked
got
good.
Jarvis in a bracelet.
It looked good.
Yeah.
The only thing throughout that whole trailer was, I don't know if it was just me, but watching the gameplay and hearing her talk, it didn't sound like it was her talking while she was like fighting and stuff. It just sounded like she was in my ear. It just I don't know if that was just me, and I was just like, man, this her talking and
Yeah,
stuff
I
is
mean,
just kind of
it
throwing me
wasn't as
off.
she was. It wasn't as
Yeah.
she was fighting. Like they showed you that scene of her just like standing there talking to the gauntlet,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and it doesn't like cut her like voice. So I think they just like voiced that over the conversation she
Okay.
was having with the gauntlet over gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
That's
looks
what it felt like to me at least.
yeah. Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
Spring of 2022 is what we were given.
What was that?
So.
And they showed us about 1.5 seconds of ending boss fight gameplay, which is pretty bold. I mean, that's kind of like saying, "Hey, we've got the game finished." Like, I mean, that's. I mean, I know you don't end with the ending boss fight, but like saying we have the end ready is like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they're just polishing and adding stuff in the middle, I guess, at this point. I dig that.
Yeah, so looking forward to that coming out in spring. So next up, it was just more stuff on Rainbow Six Extraction. We saw more of that. I think what was it during E3?
Yeah, I didn't really
Yeah.
pay much attention this time because I'd already seen it.
Yeah, we've already seen it. So
I mean, I still think
exciting.
it looks interesting.
Yeah.
A different spin on it. So.
Yeah, and it's coming out in January. After that, it was showing Alan Wake Remastered.
Mm-hmm. Which at first, the way he looked and the way they said Mr. Wake, I thought they said Mr. Wick. I was like, is this John Wick? And I got a little too excited. And then Nick was like, no, it's Alan Wake. I was like, okay. Okay.
I've never played the Alan Wake games. I'm pretty sure, and I looked at Lindsay. I was like, "Didn't we give away that game last year at like Halloween time?"
Yeah.
So I mean,
Typical giveaway.
maybe I'll get the game and play it. I know a lot of people are excited to play the remake or remastered, not remake.
Yeah. I mean,
Remaster.
Sorry.
I'm interested, but then again, it looks a little too spooky for me, and so I'm like, I don't know if I'd actually enjoy it, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn.
It's just spooky Nancy Drew. You'd love it.
Well,
it's a lot of
yeah.
like solving mysteries and puzzles and investigations and stuff. It's really fun.
During the trailer, there was like a scene of it where he was like, they like zoomed out and you could see like his silhouette, and he was like standing there in like a field or something, and I was like, this is like the Nancy Drew logo, because you see her silhouette and she's like holding a flashlight, and he was like standing there holding the flashlight. Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's coming out in October. So right at Halloween time, spooky time, and all that. So yeah, looking into getting that. I don't know how much it's going to cost. Oh, I thought you were about to look it up.
If it was a remake, I would have been like even more excited, just to like out of curiosity of what they were going to do with it.
Have you played played it before? The Alan Wake
Yes.
game? Okay.
Yeah.
How
I
long?
think I was the one that suggested that we use Alan Wake in the giveaway last year.
I'm pretty sure Alex gave us a code that he had, and so we didn't actually have to pay for it. It was a free
Gotcha.
code.
But yeah, that's a good one.
How
A
long?
really
How
good one.
long was the game?
Oh, I
You don't
do not
remember?
remember. I
Okay.
think it all depends on how good you were at it.
I mean, I'll look it up. Alan Wake is like 11 hours.
I think
Sounds
we gave away American Nightmare.
Yeah, we gave away American
Yeah,
It
Nightmare.
wasn't just the
Nightmare.
regular.
Yeah, okay.
That's a much shorter game.
Yeah. But Alan Wake, just the main story is 11 hours, main plus extras around 14 and a half. And then if you want to complete everything, that's averaged at 26.
Wow.
So
I wonder if. Do you think the remastered will be longer? When did the first one come out?
1962.
2010.
2010.
22.
So, be about 12 years later.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. I'll look at more into to it later.
Oh, wait, that's this year, so 11 years.
Yeah. Next up was just GTA 5 for PS5. Improved graphics, enhanced gameplay, seamless character switching, explosive action, and much more.
I was just writing down everything it's set up on.
And then PS5 in March or whatever. I'm not really going to talk much about this because, I mean, GTA's been out for a fracking long time.
Yeah, I think the most important thing to mention of this, though, probably for people who still play Grand Theft Auto 5, is the loading screens on a PlayStation 5 will be much shorter.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember, at least when I was playing GTA 5, the loading screens were pretty long. At least trying to get online.
Gotcha.
And they talked about GTA Online also, and I assume. Well, they didn't say. They said on PS5 after they talked about both, so I'm assuming that both will be on PS5.
The campaign and the online.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But
I would certainly hope they put the online on there.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Next up was Ghostwire Tokyo. I remember them showing this at like their like showcase a couple years ago or something like that, or last year. I can't remember when exactly, but I remember seeing it. We actually saw like gameplay of it this time and more of it. And yeah, Lindsay's notes is no thanks, but it had cool hand powers.
I mean,
which it did.
Yeah,
it had cool hand powers.
I'm just not all the type of monsters in that game. I'm just not into. But
the faceless boys.
Yeah, but the hand powers were really cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, give me some of those. Kind of remind me of like, because you would see the hand and like.
Oh yeah.
It would remind me of like Moria, like how she does her balls with her.
How Moria does her balls.
With her hands is what I was. It was the rest of my sentence.
Does her balls with her hands.
But I stopped. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't think it gave a date on it, or at least if it did, you didn't write it down.
If it. I gotcha. 2022.
Okay. So yeah, I'm sure we'll see more gameplay on that before it comes out. Yeah.
I'm very interested in seeing how the hand powers, the cool hand powers work.
Yeah.
Because it looked like you could do all kinds of different, I don't know, spells.
Yeah.
Whatever they were. It was like, he had like, it looked like ice things and fire things and all kinds of cool elemental things. And it looks really fun. It did look a little chaotic as a first-person game. I will say that.
Yeah.
Like a fast-paced Skyrim. Remember how things could get chaotic in that?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks cool. And next up, they showed more stuff on Guardians of the Galaxy game that is coming out next month. Wow, already next month. You can pre-order now.
Oh wow.
I will say, and Lindsay, brought it up. She goes, "I don't like the way Gamora looks," and me, I was just like, I don't like Gamora's armor.
Like, I know it's not MCU, but I just still didn't like it. Like, I still felt like they could have made a, non-MCU Gamora that looked better. I don't know. There was just something about it that I can't name because I don't know it, but there's just something about it that I was not a fan of.
I didn't like her armor. It just was like
white and black suit.
I think it was just the up at the shoulders. I just didn't like it.
Shoulders?
Yes, it was just like really bulky and stuff. I was like, I don't like
some
this.
Like shoulder pads going on.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like I'm probably gonna end up playing the game. I hope it's good. We'll see. It comes out next month. Next was Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt.
Yeah.
They just showed more stuff about this, the Vampire Battle Royale. Will seems very excited to play this.
I am very excited to play this. I'm interested in how the Battle Royale system is going to work with the whole vampire thing. We saw gameplay. We saw a few more of the vampire bloodlines. They gave us a look at the Nosferatu and a few more, and some of the powers that they have and the different classes within those bloodlines. So that we got a big look at the game during the showcase, and it just looks great.
Now, what I found, it says September 7th.
Yeah, whenever I looked up a release date, it says initial release date was September 7th. So they?
I was trying to find it on the PlayStation.
Did they push it back?
Browse. How do I search on the
Blood Hunt comes to PlayStation 5 in 2021.
Do I search here for it? Or do I
Yes.
search in the store?
Search in the store, I guess. I mean, I think...
I can't find a search in the store.
No, just do search there and then do it. I don't know if this game... I mean, I would think... I would think that if the game was out, they weren't going to show it at that showcase. Because it would have came out on Tuesday, the showcase was on Thursday.
Says... Okay, so it has not released yet.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it was pushed back at some point. It just says available 2021, and I can add it to my wish list.
Does it say how much, or is it free?
I thought it was free.
Is it free? It could be
free to play shooter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll try it out.
Pretty great.
Keep a lookout for that. It'll be coming out real soon, apparently.
I mean, it's free. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Next up was Deathloop. I'm not going to talk about this. They've shown this for the past couple of years. I think we all know what Deathloop is. It was just
and we've talked about it on this
Mm.
podcast a couple of times now.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I'm gonna play it when it comes out.
Yeah. September 14th, so in a few days.
Yep. I don't remember this one.
Kid Amnesia. I didn't figure out the date because I was trying to figure out how to spell it.
November,
Kid
maybe?
Amnesia. I don't know if it's actually a game. It's like an interactive experience to mark the anniversary of two of Radiohead's albums from 2001, 2002, or 2000 and 2001.
Oh, this is with Epic Games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a whole
Exhibition.
interactive experience with their new album and stuff like that.
Okay, that's cool.
But it's not like a game.
Okay.
It's very interesting though, because it's a collaboration with a band and a game company to make an interactive experience for their album and their music.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay, it will be an upside-down digital/analog universe created from original artwork and recordings to accompany the release of an album or something.
I mean, that's really cool. I know it just seems like they do a lot of stuff with music.
Yeah.
Especially like Fortnite, they get a lot of concerts, in the game and stuff. So, I mean, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Next is the Chia. I hope I said that right. This when we were watching it, Lindsay goes, "Hey, you remember last year whenever they first showed Bug Snacks and we made fun of it, but then it was actually a really good game. I was like, yeah, she goes, I'm kind of getting that vibe with this. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know much about it. I know you can play, a ukulele, guitar or something. It showed that.
Ukulele.
The animation of it looks pretty good.
Yeah, they showed a very clunky ukulele playing system, which didn't look too awesome to use.
No.
But then the rest of the gameplay looked really fun.
Yeah.
It says it's inspired by New Caledonia culture. What is that?
I don't know.
Do you know, Will?
But I mean, like the water, like even whenever I look at this image, I mean the water looks good with that, and yeah. So.
Oh, it's a country.
It looks.
Ooh.
Well, hold on. It's a collectively of overseas France. It's a French territory. Is what New Caledonia is.
Cool.
Cool.
Dozens of islands in the South Pacific, but it's a French territory. Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, and
Their
I'm
language
interested.
is French.
I'm interested in the gameplay because I guess like what your soul jumps from like like one body to like another thing. It looked interesting. So.
It.
Not sure when it's going to be coming out. What?
Oh no, that's just weird because it just says platform Microsoft Windows.
No. Well, that's weird.
I'm confused. It looks like it's going to be on Steam. Oh. We'll find out.
Yeah. It looks pretty good.
It says it's coming to PS5 and PS4.
Yeah. But I mean, if they're...
Is it out on Steam already? No.
You can add to your wish list.
Okay, cool. Oh, and you can pet a crab. Forgot about that.
Most importantly.
Yes. What was next? Yeah, so next up, it was just announcing that Uncharted 4, Thief's End, and Lost Legacy is coming to... is going to be remastered for PS5 and is coming to PC.
Remastered. Not remake.
Yeah, remastered. So...
if they did a remake this early,
yeah,
that would be
it would be weird.
But yeah, anyone that's on PC and you have not played Uncharted, I highly suggest it. I mean,
because it was only PS4 or PlayStation.
Yeah,
right?
PlayStation. Yeah.
Okay.
So I love the games, but sadly you'll have to start with 4, and then play the standalone expansion thing to it or whatever. But it's a great game.
It was, I mean, I was just sad that it wasn't announcing a new one. I saw Nathan Drake, I was like, ooh.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
He's like, no. Can't have everything, I suppose.
Yeah.
But we will get him in a movie sometime.
Yes.
Right?
Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Ugh. Really? We gotta throw
He's playing Sully.
Oh, I'm not a big Wahlberg fan.
No.
Are you a
got
Wahlberg
canceled
fan?
recently.
Wait,
Not
what?
anymore.
Mark Wahlberg got canceled? What?
Yeah, he's been problematic recently, but we're moving on.
You'll have to tell us about that later.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So at the close to the end of the showcase, they were hey, these are games, PlayStation Studios and all that stuff, and it was like they're exclusive games, big stuff. We're just going to start this off.
Well, I'm excited about 3 of the 4.
Yeah, 3 of the 4. Insomniac Games, they have just been putting out some bangers, man. Because they had Spider-Man, and the Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and they showed another game that they're working on, and it's Marvel's Wolverine. We're going to get a Wolverine game made by Insomniac. I am so freaking hyped for this game.
They only gave us just a little teaser.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, enough for us to know it's Wolverine. Sorry, our cat did something.
Yeah, so I am so excited for this. I really want to know how the gameplay is going to be. I know back in the day I played. It was an old Wolverine game. It was based off of that Wolverine Origins movie or whatever.
Oh, the one where we get to see a naked butt.
No, that was a later one. That wasn't.
I thought that was Origins. Where
Was
we
that
saw
Origins? I gotta look it
Hugh
up.
Jackman's naked self
You've
running
seen
away.
Hugh Jackman's butt several times.
And I don't hear any complaints.
No.
So
It's part of the comic. It's comic accurate.
I appreciate this comics.
Yeah, you can keep talking. I'm just looking up.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I was
Oh yeah,
checking on the cats.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. That was the because it had Ryan Reynolds in there showing off as a weird Deadpool that they like made in there. But yeah, there was a video game for that, and I played it, and it was just a hack and slash game, and I enjoyed it.
I mean, Wolverine is a hack and slash type
Yeah.
of man, so they're playing with the box.
Gotcha.
They're fine.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Will was excited because you added what frick
Pretty
yeah.
excited.
No, I said frick yeah, but he
I didn't
added
say frick yeah. Baby.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have gameplay or a date or something.
But
they
that's
were just
okay.
they were just teasing that, hey, we're working on this. And I have full faith in them because Insomniac has been doing a lot of great things. So next up was Gran Turismo 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for these games, but I know a lot of people do. Graphics look incredible.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
Quality race games.
I've probably said it before, like, it's not a game I'm interested in. There's, but it looks so good. The landscapes, the cars, just the graphics in general look great. It also looked like I don't know if it's something they added because I haven't played any of them before, but they showed a feature where you could, like, pick whatever backdrop you want and put your car there and, like, set up the perfect picture to, like, take of your car. So that looked really interesting. But it's coming out March 2022.
Yeah, the Gran Turismo games have done really well in their lane. Like there's a lot of racing games out there, but their physics engine and the way they handle everything, and quite often they have like their little guide arrows sometimes when you're starting out playing to kind of help you be like, all right, when you're approaching these turns, you gotta slow down and then accelerate through the turn. Like they teach you how to actually drive better than some driving schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Gran Turismo does really well in their games.
Yeah, that game's coming
good.
out March 2022.
Looks good.
All right, next up, it's one that we know is coming. One I'm excited for.
Insomniac is back.
Insomniac is back with another game, and it's Spider-Man 2.
Woo.
And it's going to have both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in it.
So my question, because this was my question, I get credit for it, not you.
I know.
I saw both of them, and they were fighting together, and I said, is this going to be co-op?
I doubt it.
But it should be.
I mean,
I feel like you should be able to.
I don't think it's going to, because I don't know if both of them, like, in the story would be together all the time. But
you
we don't know.
Fighting together. I'm gonna say.
Of course they're gonna show both of them because they had games for both. But yeah, so whenever the whole thing started, and I didn't realize this until I was seeing stuff this morning, but the character talking, and people are speculating, and some are confirming that it's Carvin. Craven, whatever. The one that was just talking, saying, basically looking for a mighty foe or whatever, someone worthy or whatnot. And then at the very end of the trailer, it shows Venom, and Venom saying, like, we are worthy or something or whatever. So we're going to have, 2 main villains in this game?
I need to go back and rewatch that, because I thought it was Venom talking the whole time. Maybe I missed something. I just thought it was him talking the whole time. I don't know.
No.
I need to go back and rewatch it then.
It would be really nice to see Kraven in the game, because I don't, he may have been in some of the older games, but I don't think I've seen Kraven in a game in in any of the games I've played, at least. I don't think I've seen Kraven.
Not that I can remember. From what I've played. But yeah, I mean, I'm very much looking forward to the Spider-Man games. They are Spider-Man 2, like, the Spider-Man games are incredible. I plan on replaying the first one again, and it may be closer to the time where this one will release, so I can just be like, all right, I want to go through the story again just to, get ready. But
he was a boss in Spider-Man 2, the Sinister Six.
Okay.
Spider-Man. He was.
Yeah, it's just been a while since I've played some of those games. I just don't remember, but yeah.
It'll be good to see him if that was Kraven, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, just people are going off of how he sounded and what he said, and they're just saying, "Oh yeah, it's Kraven." So.
Oh, well, this Wikipedia already says that he's going to appear in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Okay, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we got.
He is a hunter who hunts for tough prey. So
we got Kraven and Venom. So very much forward looking at that, but we do have to wait until 2023.
Speaking of Venom, there's another movie coming out. It's just too gross for me. Okay. I'm not interested in looking at Venom.
Cool. And then, as speculated by a lot of people, the last thing that they showed was God of War Ragnarok.
Well, that was the last thing they showed last year, too.
Yeah, but they only showed, like, a little teaser of,
just enough for us to know
the music and the thing. Yeah, just know that's coming. Maybe that means that next year we'll see actual gameplay of the Wolverine game.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, but yeah, so they showed...
Excuse Lindsay about her notes on that real quick.
Okay, well, first of all...
Krastos.
I mistyped in my excitement... In all caps, I got excited about Kratos. Nick wasn't even paying attention at this point, and I started to hit him because I was like, that's Kratos up there.
Yeah. So,
Kratos.
Yeah. God of War Ragnarok, Kratos, boy. War with Asgard. Ragnarok's coming, Midgard is, freezing over, whatever, and... Yeah, it's going to be good. From what I saw, coming to PS4 and PS5. So,
in my no knowledge of, or very limited knowledge of mythology, Ragnarok is an event, right? It's not a person, it's an event.
Correct.
Okay, that's all I know about Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok is basically just apocalypse. Okay. It's the end.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, in the notes, Lindsay put Loki. Because Lindsay never played the last one. And she didn't pay attention whenever I played. But there's the spoiler for you, Lindsay. And, Atreus is his son. That's boy.
Oh! What? Oh, they just said something about Loki, so I just like Loki.
Well, okay, so in the game at the end, when they went to, like, the top of the mountain or whatever to put, like, I think it was, like, the mother's ashes or something. I can't remember. It was something with the mother. there was a story or whatever, and Kratos was just telling him that his mother wanted to name him Loki.
Mm.
So
Okay. We also saw Thor.
yeah, we did see Thor. Well, we saw a
Saw
hand of
and
Thor,
some lightning.
and Mew Mew.
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
And then later, when they were interviewing somebody, he's like, "Yeah, that is Thor."
So this is what this is what Thor looks like for the game, and so yeah, after the showcase, whenever they had
I love it.
whenever they had like small interviews with some of the developers for the different games, one of them was the guys from doing God of War, Santa Monica Studios or whatever. We learned out that Corey, I can't remember his last name, he stepped down from being the director after the first one. But they said that that's a tradition that they do where after like they do, the one game, they'll step down and someone else is going to direct the next game. So he stepped down.
They made
He's still
it seem
doing
like
stuff.
it was normal.
Yeah.
So.
He stepped down. He's obviously still doing a bunch of stuff with the game, but there was another guy that is directing the game. Someone that I think they said that has been part of the God of War series, like all the games, like for a very long time. So he was just talking about it. They were mostly talking to him and stuff.
I liked what he said. He was like, this Thor is not your average hunky Australian.
Yeah.
I just liked how he phrased that.
He said that he wanted to have Thor as more mythologically accurate. Mm-hmm. He's left-handed, red hair, and before we started the podcast, Will was telling me that there was the early on speculations that Thor was like a big burly man, but you were saying that he is.
There's a couple different interpretations of Thor, but pretty much up until modern interpretations, he was always red-headed and quite often a big old stout burly dude. And then there are some interpretations of him being almost like feminine, but almost always like redhead. And then he wears Megan Hjord, the big old belt, Yarn Grippa, the big old iron gloves that help him use Mjolnir, which they don't do in Marvel, obviously. He just has Mjolnir, and that's it. So I really like that they're actually making him very accurate.
Yeah.
And it looks like he does have all of the things. I don't know if he has the gloves or not, but it looks like he's got a big old belt and he's got the hammer.
I love this, there's so much exposed. Like, I don't know. I just love everything about this Thor.
Well, I know right here. Oh, never mind. He doesn't have a glove on. It looked like he had a glove on.
Very stubby fingers.
Yeah, he does.
Thor, God of War.
I love everything.
Oh yeah, that. He has just like big old belly out.
Yeah.
That's
but yeah, so and the game is supposed to come out next year. Don't know when next year. I mean, also wouldn't be surprised if it was closer to the end of next year, I wouldn't be surprised if it got delayed till the next year. So
they also talked about in the interview the really tall guy.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name. He
is the God of War. They said something about that.
He was important. Why can't I remember his name?
Big tall guy in Thor. No, not Thor. Now I'm thinking of Ragnarok. God of War.
He was a
tall guy.
He was a
Thor
giant.
Ragnarok was Surtur.
He was a giant.
Tyr? Tyr? Tyr. Norse god Tyr. Yeah.
Or maybe it's Tyr.
I don't know. This article, I did not need this specific article. It's saying he's not quite as tall as that vampire lady in Resident Evil.
Oh,
I
okay.
did not need that comparison. It's not what I was looking up. Yeah.
That's very important. It's an important distinction.
So he is God of War. The God of War. The Norse God of War. I don't know how you pronounce it, but TYR. That's who the big tall guy that they showed.
So those two facing off together will be pretty cool.
Yeah. Very much looking forward to the game. I heard something. It was somewhere, but someone put in there, like I think it was like in a Discord, but someone put and said, I heard that this game's going to be like 40 hours long, and then someone coming back saying that's it. I mean, I feel like it's a big event, a lot's going to, happen, so I expect the game to be, rather lengthy. I would hope longer than the last one, which the last one I made it last a while. I can't remember how long it was.
Who doesn't Walking Dead?
The last one was 21 hours just for the main story. 32 if you did like main and extra. So I was like in the 30s for mine. So all right.
Oh yeah, and Odin will be in there too. They did mention the person who plays Odin in the after thing interview. He's from West Wing, I think.
Oh yeah,
like that. Yeah, should be good. I need to actually. Do you still have the last game, Nick? I need to actually play it. It's a game that I'm totally would play. I just haven't sat down and played it. I need to.
Wait. No, because it's on the PlayStation Plus collection.
Oh, well, then I was like,
because I got rid of it. I was like, if it's on the PlayStation Plus collection, then I'd.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what they ended with, and they ended pretty strongly there.
Yeah, they had some.
I think this is the one that has the most games that I'm excited about. Out of all the ones we saw over the summer.
Yeah.
This has most of it, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation 5.
If you can find
one. Good luck.
Our coworker who works at a GameStop said he had to work like the release of the next NBA game this past week. And the people were waiting outside, I guess, just to limit the people inside at the time. And someone called the store and was like, I see y'all got a line. Do you have any PS5s? He was like, no, we just have basketball. And the guy just hung up on him. So I thought that was, people are still on the lookout for this PS5s.
Yeah. I'm hoping most of these games come to PC.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's it for, that news. But in other news... Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming News with Lindsay Picard.
I got distracted. Okay, update. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan announced that his reverse decision... You really got it. Okay. Horizon Forbidden West will include an upgrade path, meaning PS4 owners will get the PS5 version at no additional cost. I need to start proofreading.
Yeah, why don't you read these?
News. I was confused. So yeah, we talked about that last week. Anyway, CD Projekt Red, oh hey there, has hired a variety of modders to help them work on Cyberpunk 2077. One of the modders said, we are really excited for this, and we are really hoping we can help to bring Cyberpunk 2077 to the next level. I think they mean fix it.
I think they mean to the level they thought they could, that it was supposed to be at.
George Mall, a former gameplay engineer at Sony Santa Monica, who was described as one of the fathers of God of War's Leviathan axe, passed away on September 2nd. Oh, that's sad to hear. Did I pronounce that Leviathan?
Yes,
correctly?
Leviathan
Okay,
X.
very nice. Following acquisitions of Housemarque and Nixus earlier this year, PlayStation announced it has purchased Firesprite, a studio known for developing the Persistence VR and helping work on the Playroom VR. So we got some VR going.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, despite Epic losing elements of their case against Apple, the App Store must allow developers to use alternative payment methods.
So basically what I'm getting from the last one is Epic lost but won? Because they lost the thing, but
I mean
the Apple App Store now allows has to allow the alternate, payment methods. So they lost but won.
Well, I said they lost elements of the case. So I don't know what
Yeah.
all the case involved, but
yeah.
I assume they're still. I don't know. Are they back on the App Store?
I don't know. But, hey, Jim Ryan, good for you for making, a free upgrade from PS4 to PS5.
They heard me. I thought it was the stupidest thing ever, but.
And then, hey, just when we thought we were going to get away from, CD Projekt Red news, it just comes right back. But, it was actual good news. Them hiring modders, and hopefully the modders are going to make the game, what it should have been.
It is not back on the App Store, Fortnite, but there is a game that Epic needs to sue because this looks just like Fortnite, called Rocket Royale PvP Survival. Tell me that's not.
That's Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's
Epic,
Fortnite.
I know you're listening.
That's funny.
You need to check this out and get on that.
Very sad to hear that one of the fathers of God of War's Leviathan X passed away. Very sad that he doesn't get to see the second game come out, Ragnarok and all that. But yeah. Our prayers to the studio and family, and yeah. And then PlayStation, they just buying up more developers, studios, and all that. So I'm cool with that. But yeah, this was just a big news segment. I mean, the whole thing was just news. So
Heck yeah.
Let's see. I don't think we have anything else. So, and we'll just skip over what we've been playing in Nostalgia Game because we got people coming over in less than an hour. So, so yeah, trivia question.
Well, I hope you guys have been thinking about that trivia question because it's time to give our answers. Lindsay?
So yeah, like I said, our trivia question was different today. Instead of video game related, I wanted to, focus a little bit on the fact that today, the day we're recording, is September 11th. So my question was, I told you guys the first plane had hit the North Tower at 8:46 a.m. How many minutes passed between then and the last tower to fall, which was the North Tower? So how many minutes was that?
I mean, when you would hear something like that, if it wasn't, just like 9/11, like a lot of other things was like, hey, this happened on this day, and how much time passed in between, and normally it like lines up to be the time is like the same that what the date is.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, it would be that, but I was like, no, that just seems like that would be a rather short time, I feel like. Unless it is actually 9 minutes and 11 seconds.
So is that your guess?
I don't know. I don't really have an actual guess.
Well, I will tell you the second plane didn't hit till 9:03. So I give you that.
I don't know how much time has passed. I remember being in elementary school when this happened, and then we had to go home early, and I didn't really know what was going on. Yeah, I mean, I think I was still too young to realize what was going on. I remember walking in, it was on the TV in the living room, and my mom was just, well, you know how my mom is. So
Yes, I am familiar.
Yeah, so I don't know how much time has time passed. I know I probably heard at one point how much time passed in between, but
just give me a guess.
What was the did you say, what was the time that you said for the first one?
First one hit at 8:46 a.m.
And the second one you said
9:03 a.m.
Let's say 45 minutes.
Okay. Will?
I don't know. 28 minutes.
Okay. It was 102 minutes. So the South Tower, which was hit second, collapsed first. It only took about 10 seconds for it to fully collapse, which is
It's crazy.
And that collapsed at 9:59, and then at 10:28 a.m. the North Tower collapsed. So 102 minutes in between the two. So yeah, I just wanted to, pull our focus onto that for just a moment, and we appreciate all of the first responders and civilians who lost their lives that day, and their families who are still grieving, and those first responders that we have now who are still willing to do something like that. So, thank you guys.
Indeed.
Yep. Yep. Now we're going to wrap up the episode because we need to. But we want you to be able to check us out at other places. So, Will, where can they do that?
Well, we have our link tree, which is at OOTB_gaming, which we have linked at all of our different locations and places you can find us, so you can quickly navigate to all the other places you can find us. But inside there, you can find our Discord, our YouTube, our Twitter, our Instagram, our TikTok, extended warranties on our vehicles, basically anything and everything dealing with us. So be sure to check out all of those things and our Patreon and all the fantastic perks that you can unlock there. And we want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our good buddy Cody Watkins, also known as Kitsune's Myth. He's been supporting us since day one and is just one heck of a guy. We love him.
And speaking of Patreon, it does give you extra entries to the quarterly giveaway. The next one is coming up at the end of this month.
Yeah.
More news on what is on there will come later.
Tell us what you want to see.
Yeah. And then for me, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram at Ace King King. Do you want to plug your stuff, Lindsay?
Nah, y'all. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm floating around. Find me. Come find me. I hate that commercial. Anyway.
Yeah. Awkward
Please
silence.
make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you have found us. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we post a new video. And as always, thank you so much for listening, and please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsey, and Lindsay. Thanks for playing along.